Would you please call the roll?
Charles Tunkin. Here. Catherine Leonard. Here. Justin McLaughlin.
Here.
Jean Marie Napolitano.
Here.
Naomi Neville.
Here.
Stephen C. Wallace.
Here.
And Henry Winthrop.
Here.
There's a quorum present, Mr.
Would you
Chair.
please stand for a pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, has anyone signed up for the Citizens Forum?
Yes, we've had 3 people sign up. Jim Peria of Cockshall Avenue would like to speak on Queen Anne Square.
If you just identify yourself, please, for the record.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Councilors. My name is Jim Perrier. I live at 41 Coggeshall Avenue. I would like to state my concern on the process of the Queen Anne Square Improvement Project. In looking back at the public records, I know the City Council passed a resolution in May of this year to work with the Doris Duke Monument Foundation and the Newport Restoration Foundation in creating a monument to Doris Duke on the site known as Queen Anne Square, a public park donated to the city's citizens of Newport. The project would be similar to the public-private partnership to that of Friends of Ballard's Park. A public workshop was held in this chamber over a month ago. My concerns in reviewing the workshop is that the project seems to be moving very fast. At the public workshop, there was a statement about hoping to see a proposal and a public hearing before the council in the fall. I have been told there were 45 other venues where this project has been presented to select sections of the community with only conceptual designs, renderings, and similar plans. I think comparing Ballard Park to Queen Anne Square is like comparing Cardinals Field to Yankee Stadium. I want to know, what is the rush? Having been in this chamber for several recent projects which have been presented to the council, I don't ever remember seeing or feeling or hearing the urgency of such a matter. I believe the city administration, the city council, should take their time and give the project the necessary diligence it demands to ensure the Queen Anne Square project is done with the best interests of the citizens of Newport, because it belongs to them. The city council should schedule enough workshops to provide adequate public input for citizens of Newport on a project as important to this as the city of Newport. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Perrier.
Hillary Stuckey would like to speak on Queen Anne Square.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Councilors. My name is Hillary Stuckey. I live at 179 Coggeshall Avenue, Newport. I am here representing the group Citizens for Queen Anne Square, which has been formed to oppose the alteration of the original design to Queen Anne Square as it was deeded to the people of Newport 35 years ago. We are a group with general support, and we are taking a number of actions within the community, one of which I wish to inform the City Council about. We have begun circulating a form to obtain signatures for a referendum. This will request that registered voters of Newport be given the right to make the final decision on any project planned to alter Queen Anne Square. This plan is being presented by Peter Roos of the Newport Restoration Foundation and the Doris Duke Monument Foundation. We look forward to meeting directly with each councillor and to more public workshops on this proposal, and to engaging the general public far more completely about this privately funded proposal for a public property. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, do you have anybody else signed up?
Yes, George Bryan Sullivan would also like to speak on Queen Anne Square.
Good evening. I'm George Bryan Sullivan of Newport, and I live at 76 Broadway. And I'm here this evening to speak to the issue of the Queen Anne Square alterations. Fellow Newporters, the story has been told of Queen Anne Square that takes us back to colonial times. And it was such a winter then, in 1777, that the British troops who were here in occupation were going through the town and gathering fences and kindling of all kinds, and even came to a church and several times approached Trinity Church itself and were about to tear off boards to keep themselves warm during that winter. But one of their number pointed up and he shouted, "Mates, we cannot this church burn. It bears the emblem of the Queen." It was Queen Anne's own pennant there that is today present on Trinity Church. "We cannot this church burn." They saved Trinity Church. Queen Anne, we could say, who was the namesake of that square when it was donated by her descendant, Queen Elizabeth, in 1976, just 200 years after that near tragedy of that beautiful edifice inspired by Christopher Wren would nearly burn to the ground. Well, I say again, not the church alone, but the square itself needs to be preserved, because it's in danger now of beginning to replicate by a design that will show what will appear to be the foundations of burned out buildings. Luckily, we have the fire department here today to prevent that ever happening. That tragedy itself only an image of what we would call a dire event. And I'd say, let's, instead of burning, keep Trinity Square green. So keep it green, keep green the
Thank
Queen.
you very much, Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you.
Thank you.